What's up, millennials? In exchange for about 15 minutes of your time, I would like to talk to you about a company called View. This is a smart glass company that is going to be acquired by the SPAC under the ticker symbol CFII. And today we're just going to take a bird's eye view into the investor presentation of View. And I've already done a valuation video about this company, about View. So if you want to check that out, then definitely check out the description or look in the cards in the upper right corner. So in that video, I'm going to explain to you what I think about the valuation of View after the merger. So why am I talking about View? Well, I actually might add this company to my long-term hold list. So the companies that I want to hold for the long term. And for me, the long term is about like 3 to 5 years, more or less. What I like to do in my long-term portfolio is to focus on companies that are leaders within their niche, their industry, their sector, right? So I like investing in companies like Tesla, which are a leader in EV space. I also like investing in companies like DocuSign, which is the leader in signing digital documents. Lemonade, the leader of digital insurance. Bitcoin, the leader of cryptocurrency. So I actually think that View could actually be the leader in smart glass technology. And that is something that we are going to try to discover in the next coming videos, because I'm planning to make multiple videos about this company. Now today we're just going to take a look at the investor presentation of View. Some people usually say, well, I don't really care about that because I can just check that out myself. I understand that, and if you would like to do that, then that's all fine. But yeah, not everyone is going to do that, so I would like to start my journey right here with the investor presentation to get you simply an overview of what the company looks like, more or less. Before we do so, though, a few things first. First of all, never trust me, always verify me. I could be completely wrong. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a random dude on the internet. And secondly, Stock O'Clock. These are very short 1-minute videos that I post every single trading day with news about the stock market. So the first thing that we are going to talk about is the CEO, which is called Rao Mulpuri. And this guy built View from the ground up for the last 12 years. It looks like he's very committed to the business, and in future videos I'll talk a little bit more about the CEO. I'll try to uncover a little bit more about his past, for example. But yeah, so far it does look like View is his little baby, if you will, that he is trying to educate, to grow. So that I definitely like. It's better than a CEO that just comes into a new company and tries to build the company like that, but this has been his baby for the last 12 years. Apart from that, we can also see that Rao Mulpuri has a PhD and a master's degree in materials engineering and mechanical engineering. So it also looks like the CEO knows a lot about the technical parts of his products. Just like Elon Musk knows a lot about the parts in his cars, Rao Mulpuri seems to have a very deep understanding of his smart glass as well. What do you think? Do you trust this guy or not? We'll uncover a little bit more about the CEO in future videos, but so far we're just gonna take a look at different aspects of this company. Now the question is, what does smart glass disrupt exactly, right? What needs to go in order for smart glass to fill that spot? Well, blinds is one of the things that needs to go. Why blinds? Well, blinds are a little bit annoying. And in the investor presentation, they gave 3 reasons for this. First of all, they block views. Because yeah, you either have them open or you have them closed. It's not like something in the middle or something like that, which is something that I find annoying myself as well. I have currently blinds that I can lower with a remote control, but it's either completely dark or completely light. That's not very cool. The second thing they mention is that these blinds trap heat as well. I suppose that's true. Personally, I don't really have any issues, but yeah, I do live in the Netherlands and we usually don't have very hot temperatures over here. So usually we don't even have a lot of trouble with heat. So yeah, that is not really a problem in my case. And the third reason they give is that they collect dust and germs. This is probably true as well. Personally, I don't really notice it myself. I think personally what I hate most about blinds is that they do actually block my view. It's very difficult for me to look outside if I have my blinds down. And yeah, we always need to do something in order to lower or raise the blinds, right? We either need to pull them, like we can see in this picture over here, Or in my case, I've got electric blinds. We need to push a button to lower them or higher them. Well, people are lazy. I'm lazy as well. We rather have it done automatically, right? We can have it done based on like the quantity of sun, the temperature, the time of the day, etc. And that is something that smart glass, dynamic glass can actually do. And View basically already has a complete product. It's not like it's a company that needs the money from the SPAC to start their business, like many SPACs out there. But they already have a product that is now ready for mainstream, as they say, right? Right now they're in generation 4. They have been working on this product or these products for many years now. And as you can see, they already have 1,050 patents, and they are already using artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms for their smart glass. So I like the fact that they are ready to mainstream, to scale up their business, hopefully using the money from the SPAC. And the cool thing about the smart glass is that according to studies, they also provide health benefits. Now we do need to take into account something very, very important, because the authors of these studies include View employees. So these could be very biased, of course. We are going to take a look at these studies in future videos, so stay tuned for that. But for now, what they claim is the following. They say that smart glass can result in reduced eye strain, for example, fewer headaches, less depression, more sleep, higher cognitive ability, and also increased productivity. I think especially the last two, so the higher cognitive ability and the increased productivity, are things that people, that businesses actually love to hear, right? Because that means that they could see it as an investment. They use smart glass, they implement smart glass in their offices, and they get more productive and more happy employees, right? So that's a win-win for the employee, for the employer, and also for smart glass, and also for us, the investors. So the question from me to you is, would you also put smart glass in your house, for example, not just in your office, but also in your house? Because I would actually be very interested to put smart glass in my house if that's a, well, relatively cheap option, and if that actually gives health benefits as well. And the interesting thing about View is that they have a very large total addressable market, a large TAM. Now, they actually claim that they are targeting an industry that is bigger than $1 trillion. That seems like a bold claim, but I guess that could be true if you include all countries. Within the US, they say that their total addressable market is about $120 billion total addressable market, which is still substantial, of course. And if View can get a large market share, that can, of course, result in tens of billions of dollars in revenue. That is, of course, a big if and a big can. But the good news is that they claim to have a bigger than 80% market share. Now, this is according to their own estimates in the so-called dynamic glass market. I personally am not entirely sure if smart glass is exactly the same as dynamic smart glass, right? Because I kind of have the feeling that the dynamic smart glass is a niche within the niche of smart glass. That is something that we're going to try to find an answer for in future videos as well. And if you look at the financial results or the financial predictions, these also look interesting. But yeah, we do need to take into account that these are predicted revenue numbers, of course. They claim to have a 127% CAGR, so compound annual growth rate, over the next 5 years. And that, according to them, is going to lead to almost $2 billion in revenue in 2025. Now, they are also expecting to have very high gross margins of 59% in 2025 and a high EBITDA margin of 39% in 2025 as well. And as we can see, they're also spending already quite a lot of money in research and development to, stay ahead of the competition, of course. This number, 66 million, is actually twice as much as the revenue in 2020, which was $31 million. And it's almost the same amount of R&D in 2021, 70 million, as they expect to bring in revenue, $75 million. And as we can see in 2023, they are going to have a positive EBITDA of 64 million, according to their own estimates. We already talked about the valuation of View in a different video, as I said at the beginning of this video. So if you want to check that out and look into the cards in the upper right corner or in the description. But as we can see, at $10 per share, View is valued at $1.6 billion. So the enterprise valuation is $1.6 billion post-merger. And they estimate that the current discounted enterprise value is between $7.1 billion and $10.6 billion, which would indicate a very big discount, of course, right now. This is all based on the 2025 EBITDA. So if you want to know a little bit more about the valuation, then definitely check out my valuation video. And then the last thing that I would like to talk about from this investor presentation is the compensation plan for the CEO. Now, there are multiple compensation plans for the management team and the CEO. If we just take a look at the CEO's management plan, or compensation plan rather, we can see that he is going to get 2.5 million shares for each 100% increase in share price above $10. Now, personally, I'm not 100% sure if that means that he gets 2.5 million shares at a price of $20, $40, $80, $160, $320, etc. Or if it's simply 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, etc. I suppose the last, that probably makes the most sense. But yeah, I do think he's going to get a lot of shares if the stock is so undervalued as I think it is right now. So the maximum amount of shares he's going to get is 25 million shares. So basically he can get 10 times 2.5 million shares within the next 10 years, right? And there's also a lockup period from 18 months after he receives these shares. So I kind of wonder, what do you think about this compensation plan? Do you think this is fair? And do you think it's actually good to have a compensation plan like this? Let me know in the comments. All right, so there you go. A bird's eye view of the company View, which is the company, a smart glass company that is going to be acquired by the SPAC under the ticker symbol CFII. Now, if you would like to stay up to date with my research about View and other companies, then don't forget to subscribe. And with that being said, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Good news, Jack Ma is alive, people.